Winding down our set on that entrepreneur show for the Incubator series, but it would not be complete without this guy. He is scaling and scaling quick. He's bringing a service to the community here in Tampa. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to share another lens of this program. We've heard a bunch of different types of companies, and this week is no different. He's unique and he's standing out. Introduce your company for us.
Yeah, my name is Chris. My company is Loyal Locations. So what we do is we help pet-owning renters find pet-friendly apartment communities. We also provide the tenants that live at these apartment complexes with direct pet care services like dog walking, drop-in visits, and boarding. So yeah, that's where it's at.
Where did the idea come from? Was this something you always wanted to do, or describe that process for us?
So I've always wanted to start my own company, but I didn't know what industry or what do I do. But I've always been in love with dogs specifically, but animals in general. And you know, I was at an apartment complex that I moved in, was working 12-hour shifts, and needed a pet sitter, you know, someone to come in and take Bella outside, but nobody could access the building. They got lost in the building, and it was just a hassle. So that's when I came up with the idea. I was like, this has got to change. There's got to be something specific for apartment complexes and pets. So that's kind of how it all started.
Certainly feeling a need and making things less chaotic. As you mentioned, there's a lot of trial and error for other companies, it seems, but you've found a way to take those lessons and make it your own. Are we sticking just with dogs right now?
Nope. Any animal that is allowed in those apartments we'll take care of. So right now, most of our clients have dogs and cats. Okay. We haven't had anything like crazy, no birds, no ferrets, no rabbits or anything. But if they have it and need it taken care of, we'll do it.
So your plan right now is you focus in Hillsborough County. Where exactly is your ideal customer located?
Yeah, so mostly downtowns, like cities, show the most apartment complexes, but that's right now where our focus is, in Hillsborough and like downtown St. Petersburg.
I love that. What do you find most challenging about dealing with maybe these apartment complexes? Is there anything that's like consistent, like you know this is going to happen?
Yeah, so I think what I'm running into right now is that the idea is so new that people don't really understand it yet, and it's scary to the decision makers, because the decision makers for me are regional managers who oversee multiple properties. So they're the ones that have to sign the paper. They're the ones that have to make the decision, and it's kind of a new idea where they're kind of unsure of it. And but it's getting there. It's growing. Once I start getting out there more, they'll start understanding it.
I like that. What are some things that you've been able to do to kind of alleviate that? Now you're getting some experience talking with these apartment complex regional managers, for example. How have you been going about easing that off for you?
Yeah, so going to these Bay Area Apartment Associations, so that's the apartment association where all these regional managers go. Okay. So me going to more of these events and showing my face, showing the connection, me being able to talk to them personally one-on-one like we are right now is helping a lot.
Getting brand recognition, and the best thing is word of mouth. It's obviously the hardest to get that word of mouth recommendation to your friend, but it beats like a Yelp or something. You mentioned you're going to some of these conferences, you're growing. Where do you find your most leads coming from right now?
These conferences.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%, because when one regional manager from a bigger property management company likes the idea, they have connections. It's a very tight-knit community, so they just talk, like word of mouth, and that's where they come from.
All right, well, you mentioned you're a dog guy, so I'd be remiss to ask, do you have a dog? What type of dog?
Yeah, I have a dog. Her name's Bella. She's 5 years old. She's a black mouth mountain cur, so she's a hunting dog. That's her breed. Yeah. So every time we take her outside, she wants to chase these squirrels like crazy, and she actually just pulled her back leg doing it. So we're dealing with that right now.
Well, maybe eventually you're going to start expanding to pet health assistance as well.
Absolutely.
I know with your ambition, the sky is the limit. We've talked about it a lot today. But something I do want to talk about, maybe not just in that field. I know it's hard to get with these regional managers to make the decision because you're new. What are some other challenges, in entrepreneurship that you've been battling as you've been starting your company?
Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge of just what to do with business. And that's from the legal standpoints, the taxes, just taking the right steps and not going too fast. Because when I first started it, I was wanting, let's go. This is such a good idea. Everybody's going to want it, so let's rush. And it bit me. Mm-hmm. And so I had to take a few steps back. And then now joining this program has, helped me organize myself better and just taking one step at a time.
And I don't know the exact number. There's a few of these stats where X amount of businesses don't go to year 2 for whatever reasons. In my opinion, it's mainly the back end stuff. All these things that people do not think of when they start a business, from S Corp, LLC, taxes, who's your lawyer, your annual fee, your annual registration. There's all these things that have nothing to do with your day-to-day. Even behind the day-to-day, we have that social media, that website, all these things you may outsource or not. These are more things that we're not thinking of right away when we had a business. I've had a great time now sharing your story on here. If you were to expand to another area, just in case someone's out here, where's next in your strategic plan?
For area to get apartment complexes?
Yeah, we're here in Tampa. We're looking a little bit in Pinellas now.
Probably Pinellas County and maybe Sarasota.
Okay.
Sarasota has a lot of apartment complexes, a lot of pets. And also, eventually, North Carolina would be the next state.
Why do we say that?
North Carolina has the highest percentage of apartment complexes that allow pets, and specifically bigger dogs. Wow. So a lot of apartment complexes might have size limits, weight limits, but North Carolina has the top percentage of apartment complexes that allow that.
I love how we're ending the show near this example where we have to do your homework, go out and do the research, build these lists, go out there and do your due diligence, because you're going to be targeting where you're going after these leads, and that's going to save your most valuable asset, time. Chris, I'm real happy we did this. Where can we find you online? Website, LinkedIn, all that stuff.
Yeah, LinkedIn or Instagram is Loyal Locations. I have a LinkedIn. Just type in Chris Adamo, you'll find me. It's a picture of me, myself, and my dog, so you can't miss it. But yeah, those are the main ones.
And then you said the website was what?
LoyalLocations.com.
LoyalLocations.com. Everyone out there, if you have a pet, he's the guy you want to know, especially if you're here in the Tampa area, because he's only going to keep growing, and I look forward to seeing his expansion. We are at That Entrepreneur Show on all social media. Be sure to give a follow on YouTube at Vincent A. Lancey, where you'll see the podcast channel and some clips from today's show, along with all the other incubators. With that, we're signing off here. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Chris.
Man. Appreciate it.